From KMTV 3 News Now, this is a breaking news alert.
Let's get right to the breaking news tonight. Police have made an arrest in connection with last weekend's deadly shooting at Jean Leahy Mall that stunned all of Omaha. Cops booked this guy right here, 20-year-old Marquise Davis, into the Douglas County Jail tonight for felony probation violation and gun charges. You'll recall somebody shot and killed 20-year-old Jasmine Harris near 11th and Harney around midnight last Saturday. A bullet hit the young woman in the back. She later died at the hospital. Omaha police have also made an arrest in a deadly shooting late last night at a Buc-ee's in northwest Omaha. Police arrested 25-year-old Keandre Kellogg on murder and gun charges. Officers were called to the store at 102nd and Maple around 11:30 last night. They found 22-year-old Jeremiah Platter with a gunshot wound. Paramedics took him to CHI Bergen Mercy, where he later died.
All right, and we continue to follow heavy-duty thunderstorms off to the northwest. Look at this well-defined arc or bow. You can see those across northern parts of Nebraska up into South Dakota, well to the west of Sioux Falls up toward Valentine. That's our shot a little bit later tonight. Now, if they hold together, they would pose a wind threat. Coming up in a few minutes, we'll take a look at that hour-by-hour forecast and let you know what might happen as we head towards the wee hours in the morning. In the short term, it's still warm, kind of muggy out there. Field Club, you've dropped to 78. In the Bluffs at 79 right now, Lakeshore 82, and currently both Elkhorn and Bennington checking in at 81 degrees. So through the rest of the evening, we're fine for the next couple of hours. After about 2 or 3, we'll probably start to see the shower and storm chance increase northwest of us. I think our shot probably comes after about 4 or 5 o'clock. And again, the storms are going to be kind of interesting how long they can hold together, Craig. But when would be our threat? We'll kind of get into that with the hour-by-hour forecast in just a few minutes.
Okay, we'll look out for that. It was a fantastic Friday night along the riverfront in Omaha. Hundreds of people turned out at Lewis and Clark Landing for the Santa Lucia Festival. Reporter John Kipper is live with what's on the menu. John.
Yeah, Craig, I'm out here at the Santa Lucia Festival where events are beginning to wrap up after an eventful evening that included folks playing a lot of games, dancing, and of course plenty of eating of that delicious Italian food.
At the Santa Lucia Festival, there's something for everyone. The kids can hop on any number of carnival rides, check out the remarkable dancing, and they can eat all sorts of Italian cuisine, some of which you can not get every day.
The sweet sauce is something definitely that you don't get at a lot of places. It's got a little bit of heat, but it's still really sweet, and that's really a Sicilian thing.
Festival attendees grabbed any number of items, such as the pizza, ravioli, and the crowd favorite, chili and meatballs. Folks with a sweet tooth were also in luck, as the dessert booth had everything from cannolis to tiramisu to the gelato.
Last night we had an older Italian man come up and tell us that our chocolate gelato was the best he's ever had. Everybody's raving about our cookies and our lemon gelato. Everybody loves everything.
An eating competition even ensued at the riverfront with our very own Craig Nigrelli emceeing the cannoli eating competition. The adult division was no contest, as Vernon Joseph was the first to down 2 cannolis for an astonishing 9th year in a row.
I was like, I think I can do that. I came down. First year we had 10, and obviously they worked down to 2, but it was such an amazing thing, and I brag about it. I put on my Facebook, the 9-time champion now.
And for those curious, that 9-time defending champ Vernon Joseph told me that he is coming back next year to defend his crown. In downtown Omaha, John Kipper, 3 News Now.
It was a fun night. Tonight, a Columbus police officer continues to recover here in Omaha after getting shot while attempting to arrest a suspect last night. Medical helicopters flew both Sergeant Brad Wangler and the suspect to Nebraska Medicine for treatment. Reporter Megan Stewart explains what happened.
Sergeant Wangler was in the process of serving a drug-related warrant out of Grand Island. Police say a woman let Wangler into the home where suspect Jorge Robledo was waiting with a gun. The two exchanged fire in the home, but then Wangler's gun jammed. He retreated outside and Robledo followed. More shots were fired. Father Joe Mish of St. Isidore's Parish, where Wangler and his family are regulars, say families of law enforcement can't take anything for granted.
We just hope he gets better, and reminds us that every time these officers go out and do their duty, their lives are in danger.
Megan Stewart, 3 News Now.
Megan also reports the officer was to have surgery on his throat this afternoon. We've learned there is a benefit in Columbus tomorrow for the injured officer. Omaha police are guarding suspect Jorge Robledo at Nebraska Medicine, where he's in extremely critical condition. Court records show the 24-year-old man has a history of legal trouble. Hall County issued a warrant after he failed to appear in court in May to face drug charges. The same officer was in the news nearly a decade ago on a happier occasion. We caught up with Captain Brad Wangler shortly after he returned from National Guard duty in Iraq in June of 2007. The same day he returned, look at this, his son Chase was born. He spoke to us about trading in active duty for diaper duty.
Halfway around the world, it's really hard to understand your wife being pregnant. I mean, she could tell me that she was pregnant, but until I saw it, it was like, that's when it became more real. And then obviously 8 hours later, it was even more real.
Wangler is now retired from the National Guard. See more police reaction, plus get the latest on the investigation into last night's shooting. Also the entire 2007 interview with Brad Wangler at our website, 3newsnow.com. Suicide is the 10th leading cause of death, according to a federal government report, following the high-profile suicides of Anthony Bourdain and Kate Spade this week. Experts are recommending the time is now to talk about the uptick. Nebraska alone has seen a 16% increase from 1999 to 2016. Crisis counselors say the key to prevention is taking the time to support and listen, because people who are struggling need to know there are others willing to help them through difficult times.
If we can help pull out those internal coping skills that they can start to utilize, because in the heat of the moment, it's hard for people to remember those support systems or those coping skills that they have.
Experts say there are a number of universal signs to be on the lookout for, and there are resources out there. They include the Boys Town Hotline, which is staffed 24 hours a day with specially trained counselors. If you or somebody you care about is struggling, the number to call is 800-448-3000. For more suicide prevention information, go to our website, 3newsnow.com. The city of Omaha is about to grow by about a dozen neighborhoods. The mayor has unveiled her annexation plan. It would add nearly 9,000 people. The majority of the SIDs are located in West Omaha in the Millard and Elkhorn areas. Miracle Hill Golf Course near 120th and Dodge also made the list. The mayor says the city will collect $58 million in additional property tax revenue. To cover the larger area, Mayor Gene Stothert says the city plans to hire more police officers over the next few years. Last night at 10, we told you how some folks in Bellevue would like to breathe new life into the Old Town area. It has lost some of its luster as a destination spot, especially after the city vacated 3 properties, including the old City Hall. On Thursday, June 21st, the city will hold a public meeting to gather input and talk about redevelopment opportunities for the Old Town area. The multi-million-dollar city center project in La Vista is going up fast, but one of the roads nearby is not something to celebrate. And the city is pretty much stuck. Potholes on South 83rd Avenue have been a problem for years. The city of La Vista has redone South 83rd up to the car wash, but south of there, it is privately owned. People who drive in that area often say they avoid it because of how bad it is.
There's been a time or two that because the holes have just been so bad and so dangerous that, you know, we have put in some filler, but we can't come in and do a major reconstruction on it. It's not our road.
The mayor says at times in the past, city workers have put up barricades because of safety concerns and charged the property owner for it. Omaha is booming, changing the landscape drastically over the past few decades. In West Omaha, that is especially true. The fields of corn and soybeans that once surrounded Elkhorn and Gretna have turned into houses, schools, and businesses. But a couple of family farms remain.
What has changed? Everything. I mean, from dirt roads, they went to gravel roads and then to blacktop roads out here in recent years.
This week on Omaha Sunday Morning with Jenny Griswold, we introduce you to one of the last farm families on 204th and show you how they're straddling the line between the area's rural past and suburban present. It's this Sunday at 7 a.m. President Trump gets set to head to Singapore to meet with the leader of communist North Korea. What Americans should look for in those talks and what to expect when it comes to nuclear weapons. My interview with CBS News correspondent Margaret Brennan next.
You're watching KMTV 3 News Now with Jennifer Griswold, Craig Nigrelli, Weather Alert Team meteorologist Jennifer Zeppelin, and sports with Adam Kruger. This is KMTV 3 News Now, live at 10.
I'm Weather Alert meteorologist Jennifer Zeppelin with this severe weather safety tip. When a tornado warning is issued, where should you shelter? If you have a basement, that's your best bet. But if you don't, go to the lowest level of your home, the center portion of your home, away from windows and glass. And when you go to your storm shelter, you want to make sure that you have pillows, blankets, and a helmet.
This severe weather tip sponsored by Pyramid Roofing.
If you're looking to improve your days, focus on your nights. At the Love My Lebeda mattress sale, flippable pillow plush mattress set start at only $5.99. Get the luxurious Lebapedic queen set with cool gel memory foam to reduce pressure points and keep you comfortably cool, now just $7.99. Experience Talalay latex for amazing tension relief and muscle relaxation, or try an adjustable bed with power base for the ultimate sleep experience. Plus, take up to 4 years to pay at Lebeda Mattress Factory's Love My Lebeda mattress sale.
Now get 50% off a new Samsung Galaxy smartphone with no trade-in required when you switch to US Cellular. Or trade in your phone with another carrier.
No one can beat you but you.
And knock yourself out just trying to get a deal. Don't knock yourself out. Switch to US Cellular. No trade-in required, no hidden fees, and 50% off a new Samsung Galaxy smartphone. Plus national coverage in the middle of anywhere.
Find huge savings now through Sunday during Menards Crazy Day Sale. Crestone straight retaining wall blocks are only 59 cents each after rebate. Grab a gallon of Pittsburgh Ultra exterior flat paint for only $10.48 after rebate. Get your choice of these American Standard faucets, $19 after rebate. Relax in this hanging lounger, only $99 after rebate. These deals are so crazy, they're available in store only while supplies last. So hurry in to save big during Menards Crazy Day Sale.
Save big money at Menards.
The 3 News Now Mobile Storm Tracker, sponsored by Jensen Tire and Auto.
President Trump was north of the border today, meeting with allies, including Canada and France, about trade and other topics. Then it's on to Singapore for a historic summit with North Korea President Kim Jong-un. This afternoon, I interviewed CBS News correspondent Margaret Brennan about what's at stake. What's the ultimate goal here, Margaret?
Well, the president says the ultimate goal is denuclearizing North Korea, maybe even the entire Korean peninsula. But the problem is that no one can quite agree on what denuclearize actually means as a word, because the U.S. has some very clear laundry list items that they would like to see in terms of getting weapons inspectors on the ground into North Korea to visit more than 100 sites to try to eventually dismantle more than 24 nuclear weapons that they believe North Korea has. But none of this can really be carried out without getting on the ground to confirm what actually exists, and first of all, getting Kim Jong-un to agree to allow that kind of access. And fundamentally, U.S. intelligence remains deeply skeptical about his willingness to allow in international inspectors or give away any of the weapons that he's built up. Because remember, having that arsenal is what got him this kind of international recognition and placement in the first place. He wouldn't be sitting down with an American president if he wasn't able to threaten the American mainland. And so Kim Jong-un may be reluctant to give up that leverage.
Having said that, you noted skeptics in your remarks just moments ago, Margaret. Earlier this week, the president raised some eyebrows when he said he wasn't doing a lot of preparing, that he was just going to go in and take the meeting. Should that be cause for concern?
Well, the president has been given some credit in some ways for being unconventional and unpredictable in this particular case, because it has seemingly thrown the table upside down and caused the North Koreans to possibly scramble here to get these talks back on track. But the problem then is if you cannot stick to a script or stick to the very specific asks that the United States has, the U.S. national security intelligence community has, that could be a risk. And so if the president isn't clear on exactly what those goals are, and isn't clear that Kim Jong-un is going to try to manipulate some of those, as many officials who've watched North Koreans over the years say, they've gone through these negotiations with past American presidents and past administrations and can see where they have leverage. So the risk in not preparing is being played. Of course, the big problem here is that so much of this, the president says, is about chemistry. He's going to leave a lot of these details to his Secretary of State. So this may just be the beginning of a long, drawn-out process.
Margaret Brennan will appear on Sunday on the CBS broadcast Face the Nation, seen right here on KMTV 3 News Now.
All right, Craig, good stuff there. And I'll tell you what, we may have our hands full later tonight. Look at this nasty line of storms kind of arcing from northern Nebraska into parts of South Dakota. Winter storm. Severe thunderstorm watches continue out ahead of that. I'll give you the latest, what we can expect later tonight, coming up in a few minutes.
The NCAA College World Series opening day celebration. Admission is free and open to the public all day. June 15th at TD Ameritrade Park, Omaha. Discover more at ncaa.com/CWS.
He can bounce from basketball to tennis, veer from bike riding to video games. Not the loudest 12-year-old in the room, just one of the most well-rounded, with a story that speaks volumes. Faced with a major GI issue, Niraj has seen the specialists at Children's Hospital and Medical Center for 7 years. The best place for kids, we bring the quality care. He brings the quiet confidence. Together, that's a well-rounded treatment plan. Children's Hospital and Medical Center. We know children.
Look, another beautiful renewal by Anderson Home.
And this month, it's your turn. For a limited time, receive 15% off your entire project.
Plus, the first 50 homeowners to act receive a free upgrade to our Smart Sunglass. Call Renewal by Anderson today.
As a specialist at Methodist, I'm honored to wear this badge. It's a sign of my passion and commitment to patients like you, who turn to us for life-saving care and treatment. When everything in your life suddenly changes, you deserve a team you can depend on for hope and healing. And that's the kind of care you can expect from someone wearing this badge. Methodist, the meaning of care.
Summer is always a happy time of year, and at Come and Go, we want to make you even happier. That's why we have great deals all summer long, like our made fresh pizzas that are buy one and get one free every Friday. And you can sip happy with any size drink for just $1 every day. Or get 10 cents off fuel when you buy any 3 sodas. So come on in and find your happy this summer. Come and Go, where and means more happy.
Now, your weather alert forecast.
Alert meteorologist Ryan McPike in for Jennifer tonight. Jenny Griswold also off
Good for
tonight.
them.
Yeah, enjoying their Friday nights. Good for them is right.
Yeah.
And it seems like Friday night, it's a pattern. Last Friday night we had overnight storms, and tonight maybe again.
And even a couple weeks ago. So you're right. That seems to be the one day, the overnight, that we get it. And we may be getting it again later tonight. So we'll watch for that. The good news is, for the weekend festival events out there, Lewis and Clark Landing, I think we're mainly dry. We'll have to watch, again, some early morning lingering showers and storms. We could see some redevelopment toward tomorrow evening. Just hot, low to mid-90s tomorrow, mid-90s again by late afternoon on Sunday. Cool looking shot here down across the Missouri River from our Harris Casino camera. Still warm out, it's still muggy, 82 degrees, the dew point's up to 70. So you're going to notice the humidity out and about this evening if you're getting ready to head out for a late night there. Otherwise, the east to southeast winds pretty tame at 6. And you can see temperatures generally everywhere south of the warm front now. Pretty warm. 76 in Norfolk right now. Lincoln's at 82, and about the best we can do Atlantic, Iowa, they're at 75. This is what we're watching, though. Huge line of storms. It's coming our way, and it's really not moving that fast yet. So we got several hours, I think, where this is going to hang to the northwest. Look at that Cirrus blow-off, though, picked up by the radar. The light green and blue are way out ahead of that line. You can see the warnings actually in and around the line. And as this picks up a little momentum here, I think it will hold together and affect certainly parts of the viewing area. Best chance would be the northwest half of the viewing area, including Omaha, although as we'll see here in a minute, kind of what the latest thinking is on the exact storms. But you can see even a longer duration of this, back 6 hours. There the storms kind of evolved through the Black Hills and the Badlands of South Dakota, and here they come. So they'll continue to press this way. Out ahead of this, it's kind of hit and miss, spotty stuff. We've been talking about it all week. You can see northern Minnesota, Great Lakes got some showers and storms, and then the Colorado storms kind of blowing into western Kansas and the Texas and Oklahoma panhandle. So obviously this is what we're going to follow as we head through the rest of tonight. All right, warm fronts up to the north. Again, temps stay warm, upper 70s to low 80s right now, so everything's in check here. Notice they stay way off to the northwest of it. Look at the time. This is very key. Just coming in the viewing area, probably around 3 o'clock. And then that thing bows out, but look, it's still forecast to weaken, and you can tell that because we're losing some of the color there, also the structure. But this is really interesting. This thing's picking up an outflow boundary about 100 miles ahead of it. So there's going to be wind of some nature later tonight. Whether or not we have severe winds of 60 to 70 miles per hour like they're having back to the northwest, it kind of remains to be seen. So that's something we're going to have to keep an eye on. Otherwise, they will weaken after daybreak tomorrow. So with that being said, best chances again, not much of a tornado threat with this. It's mainly going to be wind and hail. And I'll break this down. It's kind of interesting. We're actually just in a small chance for wind. So the thinking is these will start to weaken as they come across the northwestern viewing counties. And there's not much of a hail threat. I think we could see a little leftover, but it's mainly going to be heavy rain and wind once it gets into northeastern parts of Nebraska and eventually down here. All right, air quality's a little iffy with all the moisture in the air and the high grass pollen count there, so keep that in mind. And not only tomorrow, but again Sunday, probably between 9 and 10 on the UV index. So if you're hitting the pool, lather up with the suntan lotion for sure. All right, for tonight, scattered storms, certainly a possibility from Omaha to the northwest, down to about 70, so we're not going to drop much. Things could linger tomorrow morning. We might see storms redevelop toward tomorrow evening. That's a little iffy. Otherwise, it's just hot through the weekend, mid-90s Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and then a little cooler back into the A's at least for a couple days on Tuesday, Wednesday. So that is an impressive looking line of storms. The question is, it looks like it gets here, but probably not in the same capacity with what's going on right now.
Yeah, we could use the rain, just not the storms.
Right, and the wind, so we'll kind of keep tabs on that through the overnight.
Okay, very good. Thanks, Ryan. Bud Crawford now just one night away from fighting for a world title. Here from the Omaha native on the eve of his bout for the welterweight championship. Adam is next with sports.